So welcome to episode 6 of the Any Percent tutorial for Sense of Time. Last time we left off here. After the second guest room we took the sand cloud, which you have to take because you're normally here with 0 sands. Then you go down here, and as soon as you touch the ground you have the checkpoint. So if you fail the next zip or one of the next zips, you will go back here to the checkpoint. Now there are two methods of doing this. First, an easy zip paired with a little trick you have to do, or the second zip will be the zip which the world record does. For this you want to stop moving when the camera changes. Then you look straight forward in first person, and the actions you do are a dagger, a backflip, and a dagger followed by steps. This first dagger hits the loading trigger, which is behind the corridor for some reason, and the backflip and the second dagger make you end up in this corridor here. Then you go to this doorway, and following is a torpedo attack, which lets you skip the whole room basically. If you have never done a torpedo attack before, this is how it goes. You first take out your sword, you're next to some wall, then you hold the direction towards this wall. Like in my case, I'll be holding left. While holding left, you press the jump key on the keyboard, it would be space, shortly followed by the attack button. So it looks like this. Maybe once more in slow-mo. Also note, if you press jump twice or even mash it, the prince will not do a torpedo attack, but a wall jump, which you don't want. So only press jump once, like hold left, press jump, attack. Torpedo. So first you position yourself close to the edge, then you position your camera like that so it looks to the left of the prince, take your sword out and do the torpedo. You then land on this door frame and continue to this platform. Here you end up after the second method of doing this area. You can only miss the zip if you're either not going straight in the zip, which means you miss the trigger, or if you're starting from too far forwards, so you miss the corridor, you overshoot your distance and you will fall down behind the corridor you're supposed to land in. The second method goes as follows. I want to show it off once quickly and then talk about it in all detail. And in the end you hit the trigger and should land on this very platform. So let's look at it in slow-mo. So first of all, parry, shortly followed by a down sword or jump attack, or however you want to call it. Then sword, side roll. You go into first person and get a straight camera, sword slash out of that, and do steps. Then the sword is slow rewinded, and after the camera goes to a stop, you switch to fast rewind, so the rest of the zip is fast rewinded. In the previous episode, Catalyst talked about how a down zip worked, like what kind of effect zipping a jump attack has. Note that if the interval between the jump and the attack part is too long, as I will show off in a second, zipping that action will not send you fully downwards. So pay attention to my controller and the interval between pressing A, which is jump, and pressing X, which is the attack. This is important because if you don't press attack immediately after jumping, you will not go downwards far enough and you will die from fall damage as shown off here. Here, if you die from fall damage, that means the interval between jumping and your sword attack was too long and you didn't get the full downwards distance from zipping that action. Also, if the camera at the end of the zip is not straight but goes too far right, you will miss the loading trigger and it will look like this. You will float in a kind of a black area. So yeah, here the camera was angled really far right, thus you missed the trigger. If you missed the trigger and you have to hope to softlock. Also, if you're aiming too far left in first person after the sword slash, you will hit the trigger, but you will miss the platform. So if you end up to the left of the platform, that means the first person adjustment was not straight. So for the end, let's again look at how the zip is supposed to look. Wall run to get into position and straight camera. Awkward down slash times 2. Sword, side roll, first person, straight, sword, steps. Slow rewinded sword. When the camera comes to a stop, fast rewind all of the rest. And you end up here. Afterwards, you jump to that pole, you hit a checkpoint, and you die because of this huge skip. The next area is not loaded, and by dying we make sure it loads so we can progress. Also, note that you have to hold cancel to die faster, because if you don't do that, as seen here, the rewind timer will go down really slowly, but if you hold cancel, the rewind timer will go down instantly, giving you a faster game over. So that's it for this episode. Next time, we will continue right here at the bottom of this pole.